face and roll a hate inside. No regrets, I'm gonna live and let die. I'm a savage, locked off for the ravage. Take a look and you can witness the damage. Now I'm thinking about the rhymes that I wanted to say, and then I think about the times that you got in my way. I'm an outcast, look at my sandblasted skin. It's where you think, come on. They see me rocking, but they don't wanna know. On every time we'll ever stay in, I'll have my at the show.
Hello and welcome to FLAVOURMAG. I'm Scott Felstead here in London. We've got an exclusive interview with a big pro wrestling superstar, in fact one of the biggest names of the moment, and shock horror, he's not an American, he's Scottish, he's Drew Galloway. Thanks for joining us, Drew.
Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. A lot of the FLAVOURMAG fans that tune into a lot of the pro wrestling interviews, they send us a lot of questions. Not all of our listeners and readers are necessarily wrestling fans, so I'm interested to find out a bit more about the wrestling lifestyle.
Okay.
The travel, the highs, the lows. A lot of people may not realise it's kind of like being a rock star, being a pro wrestler, isn't it? You're on stage, everything's glamorous, and then you have a bit of downtime as well. How do you keep yourself entertained in the downtime?
Well, thankfully technology is awesome. With the joys of iPhones, being able to hold so many videos and movies and music, that's pretty much how I keep myself going and coming up with new ideas, character ideas, story ideas, and I'm constantly coming up with things. And also I have extreme talent for a wrestler that not many guys have. They have the opposite. I have pretty much narcolepsy when I travel.
Okay,
so
you're a good sleeper.
I can sleep in any situation. I could be on my head and fall asleep, so I'm able to catch up in much needed sleep while I'm on planes and travelling in cars. And
that comes in handy when you're tall and you've got wide shoulders, because when you're on airplanes they like to bash you with the trolley, don't they?
If I'm not in the exit row, I shoot myself in some of these flights.
What type of music have you got on your iPhone or your iPod at the moment? What are you listening to?
At the moment, generally I've got 80s rock, but it's my workout music, but not many modern artists really, catch my attention. I'm trying to think if there's anything people might know from recent memory now.
Old school stuff, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Guns N' Roses, Oasis.
Nothing wrong with that?
Bit of old Britpop.
And you've got like iPad and you're watching TV and that kind of thing. What are you watching at the moment?
Ooh, at the moment, I just ran through American Horror and Archer and Walking Dead, Breaking Bad. I've killed all of them now.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. Yeah, that's the best.
Oh, it's awesome. The problem is now finding a new show. Like I pretty much just dance between shows right now.
Yeah. Better Call Saul. Have you watched that? That's the spin-off.
Oh, Better Call Saul. No, I've not given it a chance.
Yeah, it's good.
I hear it's good. And God, what else have I heard? I have so many. The Wire. I want to watch Sons of Anarchy, but I'm just getting to start to watch at the beginning. There's like all these crazy amount of series.
Keeping up with it all.
So many seasons that I'm like, if I watch one, I got to watch from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to choose one over the other.
Yeah.
So I just stick to American Dad and Family Guy. That's a good choice.
Yeah, that's a good choice. And as much as there is that travel, I mean, this is an absolute dream come true for you to be a pro wrestler. You're known across the world. We'll get to TNA where you're at now. As a young guy, you must have watched wrestling on television. Did you envision that you would get to where you are now, or was it just a bit of a dream and you've fallen into wrestling? Or, I mean, I actually know it's a dream that you've chased quite hard, isn't it?
Yes, it's all I was ever going to do. I can't pinpoint exactly when I wanted to be a wrestler. It's as long as I remembered, I always wanted to be a wrestler. At a young age, maybe play for Rangers briefly, but as I got older, it was just wrestling. I got to be a wrestler, and then I just, tried to get information any way I could. When I was 10, I sent to America for the inside secrets of wrestling, and kept the books in a briefcase because they told me to keep kayfabe, which means, keep wrestling secrets secret. When I was 10, I was doing that, so when I was at school and guys were talking about the matches and them being real and stuff, I was like, well, I know how it works, but I'm keeping kayfabe.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the secrets.
Staying cool.
Yeah, so I was that weird kid. It was just whatever I could do to get my hands on information to do it, I would do it, send it away to wrestling schools, etc.
Yeah.
And then, finally when I was 15, I was able to convince my parents to let me travel the 12-hour journey from here, Scotland, to Portsmouth to start training, and any free holiday, 3-day holiday, Easter holiday, I would use whatever money I had from Christmas and birthdays and spend it on wrestling training until we started something in Scotland.
Yeah. And something that everyone will remember, certainly I would remember because I was there, was Wembley Stadium, 1992, 80,000 fans. watching the British Bulldog become the Intercontinental Champion, and I'm sitting next to a former Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
And are you the only Scottish Intercontinental Champion of all time?
Yeah, the only
Yeah.
born Scot. Like, I would say Roddy Piper, but I think most people know like he was
Yeah,
Canadian and Scottish
Canadian,
heritage.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm the first Scottish-born Intercontinental Champion.
So where were you in
Pretty
'92? Was that before your time, or did you see the Bulldog win his match?
No, I was 7. I have it. I remember on VHS. My cousin taped it for me and my brother. They would tape all the shows for us, that we didn't have access to them at the time. We were that young. But yeah, I remember it clearly.
Yeah.
I was like, to be honest, a bit gutted. I was a Bret Hart fan.
It was pretty split actually that night. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
a 50-50
it was split. Bret's such a huge star over
Yeah.
here, but then again, you know, British Bulldog's the British Bulldog.
on home
in
ground.
Britain.
Yeah, exactly. And there really has just been a handful of European Intercontinental Champions. I think it was William Regal and maybe a couple of others. But were you aware what a big thing that was, winning the Intercontinental title?
Oh,
Yeah.
When I was younger, I always wanted to be Intercontinental Champion. I was like, oh god, I'm going to be IC Champion. That's going to be so cool. And then inevitably World Champion. But to win, I was always like IC Champion, IC Champion.
Yeah.
All the best wrestlers are the IC Champion.
Yeah, that's a cool title to win, isn't it? Where
Oh,
all
yeah.
the greatest wrestlers have
Imagine
the
you want
best
to be a
matches.
wrestler.
Yeah.
That's like the wrestler's title. And when I had that, I was like, man, that's pretty cool. And at the time, like the guys who held it before me were like the Rey Mysterio, and then I went to Morrison, then I went up from Morrison. It was
Yes.
a lot of big names and talented wrestlers who were holding it at that time, and
Yeah.
I was
Definitely.
fortunate to win it that period, and yeah, it was crazy. There's a picture of me holding it, looking at it, and it's my legit reaction when I'm looking at it, like at my first,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm the Intercontinental Champion. When someone caught a perfect picture of me just looking at it,
Yeah.
it's absolute disbelief.
I bet. Did you sleep with it that night? And
Yes.
you brush your teeth in front of it in the morning?
Oh yeah,
So
the
you
guys
just
made me
go,
take it to the common restaurant.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I was sitting there, like, they were like, oh yeah, you got to bring it out.
Yeah.
Ooh, and I was like, alright.
Enjoy it. Why
I'm
not?
going to use it to hold up my jeans.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just wondering for you, because you were very young, and you're still young, you're under 30 now, but you came from Scotland, you've looked after yourself in England. When you did go to America and you were full-time there, did somebody say, look, this is how the travel's going to work, or did someone take you under their wing and say, look, this is how we get from city to city? Or were you really just thrown in the deep end? I'm wondering how that worked for you.
Initially I was kind of thrown in the deep end. Thankfully I spent a lot of time with All Star Wrestling here, which is the only full-time touring place aside WWE really.
Yeah.
And I was on the road with them all the time, my summer holidays, my Easter holidays, and I got to experience, the road. So thankfully I had that experience, and I was, used to being on it for short periods. And then when I first got there, I spent 3 weeks in developmental, then I was straight on TV and straight on the road full time. 22, which was pretty crazy.
Definitely,
And,
yeah.
I pretty much had to learn pretty fast. I
Yeah.
had a lot of people helping me, but going from being a student to university straight to America and being straight on the road, it's a lot to take in.
Definitely, yeah.
Getting smashed for your mates.
Exactly, and all that attention as
and
well.
then suddenly you're on worldwide TV.
Exactly, and being young, it was a chance for your ego to swell and getting all that attention. You've kept your feet pretty firmly on the ground, which is
Thank you.
helping you. You probably feel a bit older than like 20.
Oh
29.
29. Yeah, I certainly feel older, and everyone thinks I'm older. Like, just I've been wrestling for 14 years and 8 spent in WWE. Everyone thinks I'm usually in my late 30s.
Yeah.
And everyone, when they hear my age, they're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
What age are you? I was like, oh, I'm still technically a young guy. I just feel like an old guy.
Definitely.
Grizzled young
The
guy.
joints probably don't feel so young.
Yeah, I actually feel pretty good.
You in good health at the moment?
Yeah, really good health. I've started, doing all the stretching and massages and chiro, all that stuff works.
Yeah.
Any wrestlers out there, athletes out there, people that just go to the gym out there, get all that stuff, it makes a big difference. Like, I'm more flexible and feel better now at 29 than I did when I was 23, 24.
Yeah.
I remember being on the road all the time, taking all the bumps, really started taking a toll then because I wasn't looking after myself.
Yeah.
Now I feel great.
Yeah.
I could take on the world.
And you need to, because you are a multiple-time world champion now. You was at WWE for a number of years. You left WWE. You've gone full blast around the world, and you are how many titles do you hold? 5. Every time I look at the internet, there's a new world title. I can't keep up with it. You've been in Australia, and Germany, is it? And
it's Australia, Denmark, Evolve in America, Dragon Gate USA, ICW. Yep, that's the 5, I believe. And yeah.
I don't feel so bad now because you have to keep track of them all.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Like recently, I'm still on like a crazy time zone. I'm a bit off right now.
And you have to take the belts through customs in the airport. Is that a bit of the
Yeah, I got 3 of them with me right now in the UK. When I went through customs, I had all 3 in the one bag. And sure enough, when they go through, they know exactly what it is.
Yeah,
and they
of course.
take them out. I know you know what it is. Customs. You just want to take them out and wave them around, take pictures with them, which is fine because I was a wrestling fan. I still am around the biggest wrestling fan, but yeah, I understand it. Like I would, if I was doing customs and I saw
Do the
wrestling
same
belts,
thing,
I'd be
yeah.
like, oh yeah,
I think I'll
get a picture, brother.
And there's one title that you probably have got your sights set on which you don't have at the moment, and that's the TNA World Heavyweight
Yep.
Championship. You made a massive impact on TNA, pardon the pun. In January, you returned in Scotland, and you was at the Wembley show and Manchester. You made a big impact there. Yeah, is the world title something that you're gunning for? Because you've not really specifically said that you're going for the world title, but I guess the fans are going to want you to go after it at some point.
That's everybody's goal. If you're in wrestling, you should be gunning to be a world champion.
Yes.
Like when I won some of the titles you just mentioned, they weren't considered world titles. I took them around the world, defended them in multiple countries and continents, and I turned them into world titles.
Yes.
And my goal right now is to become the first traveling world champion since Ric Flair. And the TNA title would be the ultimate title to make that official, that I'm the guy, and show guys that through social media, through hard work, if you're good enough, creative enough, and get yourself out there, you can make a name for yourself without the machine behind you.
Definitely.
And then 100% that can happen. A lot of guys are making it happen, and I want to be one of the pioneers to show guys that's more than possible. But yeah, inevitably that's the plan. Right now, we got the thing with the BDC, I'm speaking my mind, I'm Drew Galloway being Drew Galloway.
Yeah.
No words put in my mouth, the fans are liking it because I'm just speaking as a fan. And
Yes.
if they're receptive, that's cool, and they have been so receptive, and we got a cool thing going with the BDC right now. But yeah, inevitably the long-term goal is 100% world title, and if I get to wrestle Kurt Angle for the world title, that'd be pretty cool.
That's a match that I would pay to see. And it kind of occurred to me, I don't know if this has occurred to you or not, but the group that you're in now, the Rising, has got young guys, hungry, you're almost invading the promotion, but to make it better, it's almost like a reverse of the NWO. I don't know if that's crossed your mind.
No, it hasn't actually.
These were older guys who came in at the top, and they were already established, and you're coming in and doing it the reverse way, which is pretty cool, because a lot of people
I don't know about that, that's pretty cool. I'm probably going to
you can use that, yes please.
Thank you. I was going to say, take that, which I credit you.
Yeah, definitely.
But reverse NWO.
It is like a reverse NWO, because
WN.
a lot of people have tried to, exactly, there you go, we got it. But people have tried to recreate the NWO, and it gets a bit stale, and just like this
you
is
try
the
to do the
opposite
same
of it.
stuff, you're never going to get anywhere. It's like people trying to be a second-rate WWE, you're not going to be WWE.
Exactly.
So why try to be like something that's already like so big?
Yeah, definitely.
Be different.
Yeah.
And I love that reverse NWO.
Well,
but yeah, that's cool. That's pretty much where we're going in. And I went in, spoke my mind. A couple of guys, passionate, young, they didn't necessarily get the breaks I was very fortunate enough to get to make a name. But they're gonna, and they are, and they're going to, because they're very talented and very passionate about wrestling.
Well, the future's looking really bright for you, and again, we really appreciate your time. You are all over social media. Your Twitter handle is, if you want to tell people, you're on Twitter.
Galloway Speaks, like I'm doing right now.
And
Speaking.
he has hundreds of thousands of followers, growing all the time. That's because he is a great wrestler and very interesting, and great to talk to as well. So thanks a lot for your time.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Drew.
Anytime you have me, I'll be here.
Excellent.
See you also down the line.
Thank you very much.